No glove, no love.
Oh my god, look at the mess. Guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to finish up that quarter glass I told you guys about, the one we restored the other day. We're going to go ahead, get it on here. First, we actually got to get the window regulators in. So I'm going to show you guys to get those in real quick. You guys should already have that in. Shouldn't be too hard. It's just 4 bolts that hold it on. And they are specific to each side. And I am going to grease them real quick. I'll show you guys the grease I use on those. That way you have good movement throughout your window going up and down. Let's get started. We got our window regulator, our drill. It's 11. I believe it's 11 for those bolts that go here. And then our grease. So we're going to go ahead and grease this up real quick. Yeah, I kind of keep in this plastic bag because this tub, it gets messy after a little bit, you know? You start using it, your hands are messy. Wear gloves. We'll put a little bit. I'm going to show you guys where you want to grease it. Just all around here where the track is going to be at. Where the actual gears. This guy here is obviously where your handle goes. So you want to run your grease right all in here. So I wish I would have brought a towel. I didn't bring a towel. I'm just going to get it all in here. Be generous. I'm going to go ahead and kind of go back and forth with it. Put your handle on there. And then run it along there so you can get this side too. You should have 4 bolts. Line it up. Start one up at the top. All right, guys, regulator's in. Seems to be working okay. Definitely want to check that before you start putting the glass in. Now, I'm going to go ahead and remove this stop up here. You should have a stop up here that allows the glass to only travel so far, so high up. I'm going to go and take that out before we put the glass on. But another thing I'm going to end up doing probably before I even put the glass on, we almost forgot, thank God I remembered, window felt on this side here. We're going to put the window felt on this side real quick. We'll put that in. It looks like, yeah, forgot about that. This car, Frankenstein, we got new quarter panels put in here. So all our old bolts are gone. The actual bolts that hold this thing in, the window felt. The screw holes are gone, so we're going to end up drilling new screw holes in real quick. And we'll put the window felt in this side before we put your glass in, because that's the thing you want to do. I think the glass might even go far enough down where it's not in the way, but I'm going to go ahead and throw that in real quick anyways. We'll do that first. Está pero frío, sé. Está pero frío aquí.
No glove, no love.
Welcome back, welcome back. It's like, no, but it is a whole different day. It's probably like been a week. I don't even know how long, lost track of time. You guys can see kill mat. We got kill mat everywhere now. All sound up, soundproofed up, but we had to continue. Long story short, we were missing parts. To put this glass back in, because I don't know if you guys know, but Frankenstein, this car came in like 1,000 pieces, and we were missing certain pieces to get this thing back in. Matter of fact, I just forgot it over there on the bench. I'm gonna show you guys what I was missing for this regulator, or for this glass, this bracket. Let me get it real quick. That's what I was missing right here. This little bracket right here bolts up on the inside like that. Bolts up here, and this is what your actual track rides on, or I should say bolts to and adjust this. We're missing this little guy right here, and we couldn't get that guy back in. And luckily for this car community, I reached out to a few people on Instagram, Facebook, and one of the guys on Facebook, on one of the Facebook Chevelle groups, hooked me up. Appreciate you. Took care of me, sent him some money, and he shipped them right over all the way from the East Coast, so I do appreciate that. So now we'll have that bracket there, and that'll go in here like so. It'll bolt up right there. That'll be real nice. Now, make sure nothing else is in the way. Let's see. There we go. Had it backwards. It backwards, man. So, bolt up just like that. I believe they are marked. They are like left and right. See, that one's got an L for left. So make sure you guys use the right one. But I'm probably going to leave this out first to get that glass in. I'll put the glass in first and then kind of get it in position. And then bolt that to that once we kind of have it, because it'll be a lot easier to get that whole glass and track mechanism also in there before we put that bracket on. So we'll roll that down. I did wrap it up just to kind of help us protect this thing as much as possible, because this is going to get banged around. I did pre-lube the track, if you guys can tell. Just kind of pre-lubed it up a little bit. But let's see if we can get this thing in without scratching anything, huh? Let's see. All right, everyone, glass is in. You guys saw it takes a little bit of finesse though with these things. A few things I want to show you guys. So you guys can tell on mine, this is obviously it's a full frame off restoration, so I don't even have my weather stripping in yet. And I didn't want to do this video until I got it in, but when I put these roof rails on, I had them powder coated. You guys can tell this is a different, it's not just chrome. I even had this piece done. It's not just chrome, it's called, I'm not even gonna tell you, it's a secret. But it's powder coated, but you guys can see here, I'm missing this little guy here, this little corner piece. That's still at the powder coater. I forgot to pick it up when I picked these up. So that's gotta still go there. That's why my roof rail molding is not in yet. That'll be a different video. But I can't really adjust this glass either until I get that roof rail molding in, along with this door on also, as far as the glass goes, because when this comes up, you want that glass to line up really nice here when these both windows are closed. So it's going to take some finesse and tweaking and all that other good stuff. But what I was doing in here is that this little U weather strip, jam molding. It's like I told you, these things are not cheaply made. They have a little bit of a metal material inside. They keep it more sturdy. It's a little more, doesn't really flex as much, but it also, at the same time, it holds up a lot better. But what I had to do is that initially I was getting caught on the window felt. That's another good reason to put these window felts in too before you put your glass in. If you guys are running new glass, you might as well put new window felts in. It was super tight against here, so what I had to do is adjust it on these guys here. That's why you kind of leave everything loose, and this will allow you to bring the glass forward and backwards, or out or in, I should say, and then you adjust it there as needed. So it was too far out, so we adjusted it to come in, and once we did that to kind of push it away from here because it was getting caught here, we had to now adjust in here because now it's super tight, super close to this U-jam weather strip here. So like I said, these things have a little bit of metal in it, and what happened is there's a little bit of metal getting caught with this molding. So when you started cranking the window up or down and it was already in this position, the actual molding here was getting caught on the inside in here. So what I had to do is take my Dremel and just kind of grind it down, shave it down a little bit. That's why you guys kind of saw sparks too, because there's a little bit of like a fine wire metal inside this thing. So it was starting to get into that. Because it was, what it does is if you don't do that and adjust everything, this molding here, it'll rip right off as your molding is going up and down. The track is going up and down. This thing is going to end up yanking right off, and that's the last thing you want to do is have your molding come off. So just kind of fine tweak everything. Make sure your opening in here is pretty good, and go slow as you're kind of going through this glass install. Like I said, right now it's just sitting there kind of as best as where I can line it up without having all the weather stripping in there and then the other glass in. We'll do another video on the other stuff as far as the other glass on the front doors and then this weather stripping. But also in here, I wanted to tell you guys, so you're going to have these two bolts here for adjustment. And then the two in here, remember the ones that go in here? These are there's the bracket. You can see, it's talking. You guys can see one bolt in here. You see kind of how it has the adjustment here. This allows you to push back and forth the glass itself as you need to adjust it when you have to have all your glass in once you're ready for all that. Here's one, here's two. Make sure you guys use the bolts with these huge washers on here. That way they don't fall through and they don't fall out and give you enough adjustment. And then you're going to have one down here that you'll bolt into that bracket down there. They should have like a nut insert in there that should go right in. And then I'm also going to, you got a couple stops that go up here. I don't have it in right now. I have it over at the bench, but I don't want to put it in yet because I want to be able to roll this thing up as far as up as I wanted to without it being there. And then I'll adjust it. I'll put that on once we get the weather stripping on. But don't forget that, guys. Grease your tracks. Grease your window regulator. And then we're putting this thing onto, that's the window regulator arm. It'll fall into that track there. I found this actually probably be the best method as far as getting these window regulators and tracks in. Have your window regulator in first if you guys took it out for whatever reason like I did. And then have that L bracket in here loose, and then you can attach this guy, the track, to the glass itself, and then just drop everything in. It went in pretty smooth, no hiccups there. Like I said, you're going to end up fine-tuning everything with the weather stripping in and the window felt and everything else like that. That's going to probably be the more challenging thing more than anything. Just do that. And then also, when you get your inner door panel in here, you should have some kind of small felt in there. Nothing too crazy, but just be wary of everything. It might be nice and tight too because everything's so new. I usually apply some kind of like a weather stripping conditioner just to kind of soften it up a little bit. But that's more or less, though, that's the glass in. That's the quarter glass install, guys. We'll do the other side. We'll do it off camera. You don't need to really see that. But now that we have this in here, like I said, I'll wait to fine tune everything once we get all that weather stripping and glass and stuff like that. But I do appreciate you guys tuning in. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. And subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, guys. I'm Goose. Keep wrenching. I'm out.
Tú me tienes loco, loco.